Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is the last weekly news update for 2019. So stick around with me for the next 5 to 10 minutes as we break down all the new VR games, the new VR software, and the new VR hardware. We have some killer stories like VR games actually hitting Steam's top-selling titles of 2019 and haptic feedback gloves that actually let you feel VR. If you end up enjoying this video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Before we dive into the video, this is your absolute last chance to get in on the $50 Steam card giveaway. If we hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, we're giving away 4 cards instead of just 1. Details and all the information you're looking for is in the description. Alright guys, let's get into this. So Steam has a yearly top sellers list, and this is based solely on revenue. Now for the first time ever, a VR game has made it onto that list. This list is separated into 4 tiers from Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze, and while Beat Saber has only made it up to the Bronze level, this is a huge stepping stone for VR games. Now Steam has also set up a VR top sellers list, and that includes Arizona Sunshine, Beat Saber, Blade and Sorcery, Boneworks, Fallout 4, Gorn, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, Pavlov, Super Hot, The Elder Scrolls, Zero Caliber VR, and VR Kanojo. Now 2019 was an absolutely amazing year for VR games, but 2020 is set to be an even better year. Here's a quick list of 2020's most anticipated VR games. Panther VR, an upcoming stealth shooter scheduled for April 2020 that might be able to deliver what Aspire 1 could not. Phantom Covert Ops, another stealth-based title exclusive to the Oculus Store, which will be available on both Rift and Quest, is scheduled for release in the first quarter of 2020. Pixel Ripped 1995, the sequel to the nostalgia-driven Pixel Ripped 1989. Enjoy this Inception-style game inside a game by the second quarter of 2020. Next on our list is Blunt Force, the World War II parallel story, half spy puzzle game, half soldier on the battlefield game, is set to release the first quarter of 2020. The Walking Dead Onslaught by Survios. Now this game will be based on the AMC TV series. Now Survios has proven that they can take a television show and wove it into an amazing video game, as we saw with Westworld Awakening. This game is currently scheduled for spring of 2020. Vertigo 2 is Half-Life meets Rick and Morty, and the demo that is currently available is top-notch VR gaming. This is currently scheduled for the second quarter of 2020, and they are also currently working on a remaster of Vertigo 1. They are taking all the additional new features that they've developed for Vertigo 2 and are jamming them right into the original game, which just sounds absolutely amazing to me. Population 1, so it looks like VR is finally getting a proper battle royale game. Now not only is this a battle royale title, but in this game you will be scaling objects and gliding all across the map, adding a nice little VR nuance to the typical battle royale. This game is scheduled to release in the first quarter of 2020. After the Fall is a post-apocalyptic 4-person co-op shooter by the proven developers Vertigo Games. So it looks like we'll be moving out of the Arizona desert and onto snow zombies in the second quarter of 2020. Now it looks like zombies are all the rage because we're not getting 1, but 2 Walking Dead titles. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is actually scheduled to release in less than 4 weeks, and this is a 15-hour campaign of visceral combat and NPCs that you may also want to kill. Lone Echo 2 is scheduled for the second quarter of 2020, and this continues one of the best VR story-driven games to date. Hop back into the machine body of Jack in this Oculus exclusive and find out what bizarre turns the story is going to take this time. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. Respawn Interactive is taking the plunge into VR and giving us an action-fueled World War II VR title. Now this is another Oculus exclusive and it's scheduled to release in the fourth quarter of 2020. Now I saved the absolute best for last, and that's Half-Life Alyx. This game is only 3 months away, scheduled for March 2020, and for many people, this is the actual title that got you interested in VR. Take on the role of Alyx Vance in this Half-Life 2 prequel, which is set to be the first true AAA title for VR. Now this is only a portion of the games that have been announced for 2020. I just went ahead and picked out the ones that look the most exciting. Now moving into the software of the VR world, Facebook is looking to develop their own OS for VR and augmented devices. Currently, the Oculus Quest uses the Android OS, leaving Facebook at the mercy of Google. And one serious disagreement between the companies could derail Facebook's roadmap. Now, what a Facebook OS would look like, and the overall implications on things like privacy, data collection, and the ability to do things like sideload applications is completely unknown. Now, we can only hope the OS turns out for the best, but obviously Facebook has to make decisions in their own self-interest. Now, the overall response to hand tracking game demos that have popped up on SideQuest has been pretty poor, but maybe the developers for Kanojo VR can come up with some clever usage for VR hand tracking. So finally on our list is the new VR hardware. Now the official Oculus Link cable has been received and reviewed by many people, and the verdict is, it's good, it works, it's nicer than many other cables, but it's nothing special. So don't feel obligated to get an official cable. Many of the third-party cables will do the job well enough, and there are some new ones on the way. Now our last story comes from the teslasuit company. This company develops full-body tracking and haptic feedback suits, which were originally designed for the consumer, but the product switched gears and has moved on to the enterprise level. Their newest product is the teslasuit glove. Now the glove is set to debut next month at CES, and it will perform both full finger tracking and haptic feedback. Now this haptic feedback includes your typical vibration force feedback effect, an exoskeleton that can provide resistance on your hand, and 9 electrodes on each finger that can produce the sensation of touching an actual surface. The glove is also capable of taking your pulse and blood oxygen levels. Now it looks like the glove is set to be used in similar situations to the teslasuit, namely the simulation of emergency scenarios and specialized training for people like astronauts. And this makes sense because the glove is currently priced at $5,000. As I stated before, teslasuit is focused at the enterprise level, but they have stated that they would consider returning to the production of consumer products. So let's let NASA foot the bill in the development of this technology, and hopefully we get a nice PC VR version. Okay guys, that was the last new VR news for 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ding that bell. And above all else, have a healthy and happy new year, everybody. I'll see you on next year.